Roll one, scene two, take one for Mac Mondays. Slate.
What you laughing at, bitch?
You.
What's wrong with you?
I can start?
Yes, do something. You don't be doing nothing. Jesus Christ.
Period, poo.
Yes. So yes. Have you ever thought like people be watching like too hard? You have somebody that watch every story. I watch every one of your stories, but
I watch every one of your stories because we're friends.
Yeah. But I be living my life too. So
Exactly.
I don't really
and I think that's important.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people don't understand nowadays how to take inspo, not replication, right? You're supposed to watch people to be inspired.
This is true. But sometimes, people get caught up in the hype and they just watch all the time, and spend their lives watching other people.
But that's how life runs right past you.
But you want to be a spectator or you want to be in the game? You know what I mean? Like, it's people who in the game, and then there's people who are in the bleachers, on the sideline,
The people who are in the game aren't wasting time
watching motherfuckers who's on the sideline. This is true.
And don't get me wrong, it's a role for everyone. So if you want to be a spectator,
that is fine.
Know your role.
No. Ooh.
Stay as a spectator, right?
It is know your role for me. Yeah, you have to know. And you have to know what you give and when, because sometimes you get caught up in thinking that, and then you can also minimize yourself. That's the problem. Like when you watching other people live their life so much, you also start forgetting what your life and what your good life is, right? And comparing and contrasting, and you don't need to compare and contrast with other people. You need to be living your life for you.
Staying aligned with your purpose.
Staying aligned with your purpose, and also doing what's best and what fits you, instead of being worried about what somebody else is doing that fits them.
Because their storyline is not your same storyline.
And it's different. Like, yeah.
And it's meant to be, because that's what makes you you.
For sure.
No one else can do you or be you.
That's it.
Except for you. So
in my own lane, in my own race, like you cannot. Yeah. But I think people get caught up in that. Dang, girl, how much blotting I need? My face was
I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing.
Oh, get out of here.
She a hater.
How much do I need? Yeah, but I don't know. Like when you watching other people for so long, it's so weird because you can get addicted to just seeing somebody else's lifestyle instead of just living a lifestyle that fits your realm and your role, right? I feel like we get caught up sometimes a lot in social media. This is just my opinion. I feel like it is very toxic depending on what type of relationship you have with it, right? You got to know what you're using and why you're using it for, right? And what you're using it for, right? Because watching somebody else ain't going to pay my bills. And quite frankly, all them people that y'all watching, getting their bills paid by you, by a view, by a like, by an engagement, by whatever. So if you're not using your platform to make money for yourself, what you doing? I think that it is very hard sometimes for people nowadays to kind of separate what is reality and what isn't. Because also when you think about it, when I'm doing what I'm doing or I'm actually having a good time and enjoying my life, I'm really not even posting or doing anything in that nature. And I think other people should get out of the habit of watching others instead put actions behind what they want to do. And the more actions you got, the less time you gonna have being able to watch somebody else's story, because your life is going down whereas their life is flourishing and they doing what they want to do, how they want to do it, and all you doing is saying I wish instead of let me do, right?
Exactly.
Like, go get that piece of equipment, go get that degree, go do whatever it is, go practice, spend some time in the studio, do whatever you need to do. The good thing is nowadays we live in a world where we can do a lot of the things we do. We can rent out spaces. It's plenty of platforms where you can do what you need to do to make your dreams come true. Your resources are unlimited. Your mama might have a camera that you need, but we always have all of the things that we need already that's gonna be aligned with our purpose, right? And sometimes it takes just picking up your phone. Sometimes it just takes one resource to reach out to, right? It's not gonna all come together at once, but it'll come together gradually, especially if it's a new realm that you're stepping into, right? But if I'm watching you all day, every day, and instead of being inspired, I'm just addicted to watching you and watching how your story unfolds, I'm gonna lose my purpose. And then my purpose is going to become what your purpose is. Yes. And that obsession is a sick disease. We need to get out of it. Like, it is a sick place to be.
And that's not how you will live a successful life, by
No.
living someone else's purpose. I feel like you're here for a certain purpose.
Now,
so
support is different than obsession, right?
Yes.
If I'm going to support somebody or give somebody my time, and me giving my time, like, I watch Law and Order SVU every Thursday. It is Thursday. And when Thursday nights was a thing with Shonda Rhimes, I was watching it. I was watching Scandal, How to Get Away with Murder, all of it. But that was me supporting, but I also wasn't obsessed. I didn't get too deep into it. And I think we have to learn for our own mental health to get right. Like, we have to get right, because me watching you is not going to help me do what I need to do. Now, me being inspired by what you're doing, so if you're traveling and you're doing this and you have a business and all of that, I love seeing that. We want to see you win and eat.
I feel like we are the type of people, we're going to ask questions.
For sure. You know
what I'm saying?
For sure, you have to ask
we're
questions.
We're going to ask questions like, okay, this is how you do this. How do you do this? Or who did you book this through?
Yeah.
Or how, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's how I think you cut that borderline of obsession.
Yes, and you build
able
something.
to align it with what you want.
Exactly, and you start building things that work for you. Like, it's not gonna be I'm building something. I'm using what they did to do what they doing. Like, everybody has their own way of doing things. What worked for Eddie Murphy is not what Kevin Hart is doing. You know what I mean? Exactly. And they're in the same realm as far as like superstardom when it comes to building a successful comedic and venturing out into new things. Like, the world was different when he was doing his thing, and now the world is something else now. Yes. So in order to reach the goals that you need to reach, yes, you're supposed to take and do things and do what works, but also create a role and a realm for you that works best for what you got going on. It's not just about watching everybody. Although our culture has turned into being glued to our phones and doing shit like TikToks, which I love TikToks, and my homegirl's obsessed with them. She always sends me them. But I don't have all day and all night to watch somebody else doing something when I got my own things to do, right? And it's time that we start filling our time up with more of the things that we want to do, even if it is an experience that someone has done. But how you do it is going to be different, because you are not them and they are not you. Something cannot be duplicated. It is only one of you. So I just think that,
Have you ever done a social media cleanse?
Yes, I have done a social media cleanse. Actually, no, I haven't. I've only set time frames on my social media now, and I ignore time limits a lot of the time. But I also realize when I set my time frame, I only set it for an hour, so I'm only really allowed to be on social media for an hour a day. Yeah. And when I reach that, I know when I'm watching it too much. But some of the times it's just me watching my own story multiple times. But at the same time, I know what I'm using social media for. I know what role that serves for me. And I feel like people sometimes lose what the difference is between, like you said, getting inspo and actually becoming obsessed with something that is not even attached to them, right? I think it's important for us to really chase our own goals and our own dreams. And yes, find those people that you can follow and see what they're doing and how they're doing it, but you never have to actually do the same exact things that they're doing. Yes, take from here, take from there, and build your own blueprint, you know?
Make your own recipe. Take a little bit from everywhere.
Exactly. And then fill your book up with recipes, because the more you know, the more you're able to implement. The more you know, the better calls you'll make. The more you know, the more you'll be able to say, like, okay, I can call this person for this, I can call this person for that. And then now all of a sudden you have a team that you've built that's all gonna do what they need to do in order for you to reach the goals that you wanna reach. You can't get there by yourself. But you can make it happen. You have to make it happen. You have to make those phone calls. You have to know and have the knowledge and the foresight to see, like, I need this person for this, I need this person for that. And I know that when they show up, they're gonna show up and bring whoever they need to make that part better. It takes a team to build a legacy, right? It's not gonna come just from you doing what you do. Like, if it was that easy, shit, we would have everybody would be a billionaire, whatever type of value, wherever you put your value and you place your value, everyone would have that. But no, we're all out here grinding and hustling. And even people at the top, still have to stay motivated to get higher and higher and higher. Like the statuses don't stop. Like you can keep on climbing and there is no limit. The only limits that's set are the ones that you place on yourself. So if you'd rather be sitting behind a phone looking at what somebody else is doing than putting your ass to work, then shit, that's your business. No judgment.
Your time wasted.
Your time is being wasted. So yeah, you're going to watch me. You're going to see what I'm doing. You're going to do this. You're going to do that. Or watch whoever you watching. But they not watching you. So what's the point in even giving that type of energy or that piece of your life or that little time when you could have just spent that time that you watched that, you could have spent it reading a book that is going to inspire you to get to the next level, watching a YouTube video that's going to teach you another tactic, watching something that's going to be conducive to what you do. When you just watching other people's lives, then you just a spectator. And that's cool, but that ain't my role.
Do you, boo?
But exactly, because you will soon find out being a spectator has no benefits unless you are an appreciator of exactly what they're doing, right? If it's something that you want to do, put the action in. If it's something that you just admire and you like and you can enjoy from the sidelines, like we talked about earlier, like know your role and in different rooms, you got different roles. And it's fine, right? You're not always going to be the teacher. You might sometimes be the student.
Yes.
So
that means you're in the right room.
That means you're in the right room. And if you always the teacher in the rooms that you're in the wrong ones. And sometimes, yes, you're supposed to give that back. But a lot of the times you wanna more so surround yourself and put yourself in rooms where you're gonna be learning and growing. Right? It's easy. It's like a simple concept, but it's a concept that we often forget. Signing out. Mac Mondays. Perfect. And I am done.